Hey, Mr. Gusky, this is Sasha,
You got Seamus.
And Trevor.
and this is our presentation about our field trip to the Homeless Haven.
The first rock we saw was the peerless dolomite. We could tell it was peerless dolomite because it has this green in it that is actually glauconite, which is also known as sea critter crab. And we could also tell just, I don't know, because of the sedimentary red color and feel to it. As you can see, this area was really, really good with displaying the green glauconite. And the peerless dolomite was also formed 520 million years ago.
Next we saw the Manitou limestone, which was formed 480 million years ago. We can tell this is Manitou because of the stromatolites. Stromatolites are fossilized algae, which look like black squigglies on the rock. We also know this because of how dense it was, which indicates its formative environment was deep underwater, like all limestones. We also saw numerous shells, such as the ones here, which is another indicator of the formative environment.
We also saw this rock formation at the place where we went, in which you could tell it was sedimentary rock, probably either the Manitou limestone or the Swatch sandstone, because of the sideways, lateral, horizontal bedding that all sedimentary rocks have.
As we looked around, we saw this band of Swatch sandstone on top of the Pikes Peak granite, which was clearly uplifted during the Laramide orogeny, as you can tell by the angle of the bedding known as a monocline.
While we were walking down to this contact of Swatch sandstone and Pikes Peak granite, we saw this rock of Swatch, which had a dark patina on the outer layer. This was due to the rich iron content of this piece of Swatch. It got its color from the iron oxidizing.
Here we can see a close-up of the contact between the Pikes Peak granite and the Swatch sandstone, and the one on the bottom is the Pikes Peak granite, which is approximately 1.1 billion years old. It is part of the Pikes Peak batholith, and then 500 million years later, the Swatch sandstone was formed, and the contact between these is called the Lipalian interval, and it's kind of a mystery of time because there's such a large gap between the times, which is probably when erosion was winning the battle.
As we looked farther down the band, we thought more about how the two rocks contacted each other and how interesting it was. One thing that's interesting is we could tell Pikes Peak granite was older because of superposition, in which the oldest rocks are at the bottom. Also, an interesting thing is that although Pikes Peak granite was formed 1.1 billion years ago, we wouldn't actually see it in Colorado until the recent Laramide orogeny, which uplifted it and made actually this whole band at an angle like we can see right now.
Additionally, another interesting thing about the contact is the difference in formative environments between the two rocks, as Pikes Peak granite is an intrusive igneous rock and the Swatch sandstone is a clastic sedimentary rock. We can see the different types of assortment where some bands are well sorted, some are more poorly sorted due to different velocities of water that eroded it.
Finally, we could see a lot of this Pikes Peak granite that was eroded on the ground. And it's interesting because you didn't see very many of this kind of Swatch sandstone. This Pikes Peak granite is actually, the eroded part that kind of looks like gravel is actually called grus, which is formed in a process called grusification, in which the chlorite of the Pikes Peak granite, when oxidized, formed kind of a living nature and broke up all the Pikes Peak granite into all this different gravel, which is actually called grusification. As you can see here, there's the grus and there's the Pikes Peak granite, which is its source.
In conclusion, this field trip offered us the chance to interpret geology in the field with the knowledge we learned in class. Thanks, Mr. Gusky.
We love you. You're the best teacher we could have asked for.
We've had a really great semester with you. Thank you.
Love you.